Meeting. Let's call this meeting to order. George, would you lead us in the flag salute, please?
You stand, please. Hats off. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Mitzi.
Commissioner Salchin?
Present.
Barton?
Here.
West? Here. Garcia? Van Essen? Here. And Collins?
Here. Did the commissioners all have an opportunity to review the minutes? Were there any changes or alterations?
I will move to approve the minutes.
Thank you.
Second. Are you gonna start the vote, Dave, or did you want me to?
I'm trying to start it. Okay, just cool. Did you guys all get in?
We're waiting for you, Dave.
You know, it's calling me the mover.
No, I clicked on mover.
Yes, and so my only options are no and abstain. Maybe it knows more than I do. Okay. How about I give a verbal yes? Thank you. Yeah, it will not allow me to vote online. Okay, and we have, what do we have, Mitzi?
Still saying there's currently a vote.
The planning director is troubled by your action.
It's like,
He's thinking this must be Dominion software. Hey,
Still saying it's currently a vote in progress.
there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
We moved to public hearing.
oh, did we? Did we get a clear? 3? Okay, good. Excellent. All right, any agenda changes? I know there's a big agenda tonight. I want to make sure to change the order and stuff.
No, there are no agenda changes this evening.
Thank you, Ken. All right, so we're going to go into the public hearing procedure. First off, we're going to start on public comments. Public is afforded the opportunity to address any matter not on the agenda, a limit of 5 minutes per person, 30 minutes total. Did you guys want to talk about anything that is not on the agenda tonight? No, we're good. Perfect. All right, we'll go ahead and move on. And now we're going to go into the public hearing procedure. I will announce the item to be heard. City staff will present a report and recommendation. Then I will open up the public hearing. If you wish to testify, which is common, wait for me to recognize you, state your name and address, and present your testimony. We'll ask you to step up to the podium. Then there will be an order of testimony, the applicant, those in favor. Then we give an opportunity for any in opposition, then a rebuttal by the applicant or appellant. After all testimony has been given, the chairman will close the public hearing. The commission will discuss the item. No further public testimony can be taken, except that the chairman may request answers to questions from the commission. The actions of the planning commission, which are final, may be appealed to the city council. Appeals may be filed only by the applicant or his or her representative, a person who has participated in the review process by submitting oral or written testimony on the application, or by attending a public hearing on the item, a person who was prevented from participating in the review by circumstances beyond his or her control. Be sure to print your name on the back roll sheet, and there we go. Ken, can you bring us to the first item, please?
Yes, so the first item on the agenda, the public hearing for the Ripon Reliability Project, or the new energy storage project, is being actually continued to a future meeting. They are still working through some logistics on their application, so It will be at a future meeting. Not sure if it'll hit the December meeting yet. We will keep you posted on that. So that is the public hearing item. And then we could just move on to the discussion item, number 2, which is actually a home occupation, which we have a client visit request. So the applicant is requesting to conduct a wellness coaching and yoga business from their home with the ability to allow clients to come to the home from time to time. In the past, the Planning Commission has approved similar uses as this. The applicant has submitted a letter, which is in your packet, requesting the ability to have one-on-one wellness coaching sessions ranging anywhere from 1 to 2 hours per session, and would also like to provide private yoga sessions for up to 1 or 2 clients at a time for 1 or 2 hours each session. The requested business hours would range from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, only with an estimate of 5 clients per week. The Ripon Municipal Code for home occupations does allow client visits to come to the home as long as they get approval from the Planning Commission between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Also, some of the past considerations by the Planning Commission regarding clients or customers coming to the home have been days of operation, which have been stated Monday through Friday, number of clients at any one time, which the applicant has indicated 1 to 2 per session, and approximately 5 per week. The Ripon Municipal Code for home occupations also indicate that the occupation shall not create any vehicular traffic or pedestrian traffic above that, beyond that normally would be generated by a residential home. So based on the requirements of the Ripon Municipal Code, staff believes that the request can be approved in some capacity. There is a recommended or possible actions in the staff report for you. The applicant is here tonight. They do have also some letters from neighboring properties in support of their request as well that were in your packet. And at this time, Mr. Chairman, I will turn it back over to you, and you can either ask myself or I could have the applicant get up and speak if you want, if you have some questions.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate it. Nicole, would you like to speak and tell us a little bit about what your plans are? And if you could start, just give us your name and address, please.
Hello, my name is Nicole Bennett. I am at 801 Baker Drive, Ripon, California, 95366. And yes, I am requesting the approval to begin a one-on-one, maybe 1 to 2 wellness coaching service and yoga classes in my home. So I don't really have any additional comments from the letter. I guess if the hours did need to be changed from 8 to 5, I will accommodate that.
Excellent. Commissioners, questions for Nicole?
I'm just curious, what is your, are you working now as a wellness coach or a yoga instructor, or?
I am, well, as a yoga instructor, I teach
Okay.
at a studio in Manteca, and I have at Releve here in Ripon, but I'm not working from home without my business license from the city.
And do you have some clients already online that are interested, or?
Not
I'm
yet.
assuming? Not yet, okay.
No, I'll
Okay.
put it all out there when all the back end stuff is finalized and be ready to take clients.
Thank you.
Excellent. Other questions?
1-on-1 or 1-on-2, so very little traffic impact. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just looked at it. Google Maps.
So, back to me again, I have a question about the hours. You had said 9 to 6, but you would go with 8 to 5. Are you thinking there might be people who would want to come at 6? Is that kind of what, or?
I don't know, what is the restrictions if someone wanted to do at 6? Is that allowed by the city to have a home hours?
Well, we would have to make sure we put that in our recommended action, that we would allow that, because otherwise, as is. The standard is 8 to 5. So if that's something that's important to you, that's something that we're gonna wanna discuss as a commissioner, and commissioners, and decide, okay, we're gonna make that exception, so.
It's not important. I don't presume it would be necessary. So if it did come up, do I write another letter of approval for a future meeting?
How would she handle that, if she wanted to change her hours in the future?
That would be one way to do it. I think there's, after we act on this item tonight, I did want to speak to the commission about looking at this chapter anyways, and redoing some stuff with it, so that might be something that gets fixed in some of the upcoming, hopefully, amendments to that chapter, but.
I'm just kind of thinking ahead, if you have people who work and they maybe don't get back home until 5, for them to make it at your place by 5 might be cutting it kind of short, so if that's important to you, I want us to be fair and address it ahead of time, that's all. But you don't really have any clients right now, so, okay.
Nicole, do you hope to have more than 5 clients or 5 sessions a week?
I hope to work part-time, so no, not really.
Okay.
I really presume only 5,
Okay.
max.
Very good. Commissioners, other questions for Nicole?
That's what I was thinking of too, just because once we stamp this, then it's no more than 5 phone sessions per week. And if the business thrives and you want 10, then you'd have to come back here and go through that whole process like we talked about.
So it would be just easier to go ahead and go with the 10 now, or?
Yeah, it would probably make sense to request 8 to 10 or some, what you see is possibly the maximum number that you want to have in the future if your business grows, and request that now.
Okay,
And we try to be balanced, because when businesses operate in a home, we don't want the neighbors to, but 10 a week, 8 to 10 a week is not, in my opinion, it's not a significant amount of traffic. So, okay, other questions for Nicole? All right, thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
Please rejoin Justin over there. Hey, good to see you. All right, did we receive any negatives?
We did not receive any.
Okay, good. So then, I'm sorry, we should ask for those in favor. Would anybody like to speak in favor? Justin, we already read your letter, but would you like to also say something?
Yeah, just excited for this opportunity for her and looking forward to her to get a business going and seeing where she takes it.
Excellent. Thank you, Justin. So we have none in opposition, so we have no rebuttal by the applicant. So the testimony has been given. I will close the public hearing. Commissioners, let's open up discussion.
Seems like a pretty simple request to me. I don't have a whole lot of additional questions or anything that I need to discuss at this point.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is I would like to give her probably a little more leeway, maybe say 8 to 6, and increase to 8 to 10 per week. And then, that allows you the freedom to have a successful business, hopefully, and, we hope for success. That's what we're, wellness. I might go, oh, no, I don't do yoga. The wellness part, yeah.
It's harder than it sounds.
Yeah, it is.
That was the first thing I was thinking, I need that. So,
What's the maximum hours amount in a week that you'd want to work doing this?
So with my other teaching jobs, that's, well, with the home off, probably a max of 10 to 12 hours.
Okay.
over there. Good. Commissioners, any
So,
further?
yeah, one question for Ken. So Ken, our code currently says it's 8 to 5. So we say, we go to 6 in this case. What's the implication then on other people that come for us? And do we create a little bit of a situation for ourselves?
I'm just gonna offer a suggestion. The applicant has not specifically requested to go to 6. Why don't we just leave it at 8 to 5? We can expand the number of clients that she sees during the week. And then if at some future date, that 5 to 6 hour becomes important, you just come back and request that, rather than changing precedent, I think.
Well, as I look at the report, it does look like the original request was 9 to 6, is that right, Ken?
It was, but,
Her,
Yes.
her original request was 9 to 6, yeah.
but then she said 8 to 5.
8 to 5 would work.
Would work, yeah.
May I ask a question, Ken? How many other home op permits allow for usage between the hours of 5 to 6? You don't have to be exact.
I'm not sure off the top of my head. You need to give me a heads up on these before I get to the meeting, so I can look these up.
And I know you know everything. Okay.
I'm trying to think, the last one we did was the photography,
Right.
but I don't think she asked for later
don't
hours,
think
because she has
so
a
either.
family, so,
I don't remember that coming up in that
yeah.
discussion.
yeah.
And that's some stuff I said, well, I'd like to discuss after this action tonight to discuss with the commission on some clarifications in here and maybe the direction we want to head
So
with some of
maybe in the
these.
future, we might be changing the
Right,
guidelines
and
anyway.
if they do change in the future to allow some more leniency on that, then they would obviously kind of fall into that category anyways.
Okay, okay, okay.
Every business is blanketed at that point if we go that route and they get a letter of notice that they're open an extra hour? Okay.
Excellent. Commissioners, further discussion? Questions? All right, it's time to entertain a motion.
I'll move to approve the request for a home occupancy business. Let's see, where is there something official here, Kenny?
I would
Yeah.
just, actually, you don't have to read the whole thing, but if you wanted to do recommended action 1 with, sounds like the change would be on item 1C to allow 8 to 10 home sessions per week.
Yeah,
Leave the
so,
hours from 8 to 5 like you talked about.
very good. Recommended action 1, business operation from home, no more than 2 clients at any one session. Hours of service can be between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, and no more than 8 to 10 sessions per week.
Excellent. We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. I don't want to mess this up. So do I click the mover?
I got it now.
Started already?
Yeah, yeah, you did, yeah.
Okay, now,
I second.
Because for a while I was showing as a mover, and then I was showing as a second. Now I'm voting.
And Dave, did you enter a motion?
I entered the motion, so
Gary moved, and it's here, and I second, so.
And did you select yes?
I selected yes.
Okay, it's just not showing up. I'll put you in there.
Okay. Oh, really? This is like, this has got something against bald people.
Dave's been hacked.
Okay. Very good.
It's a hat, Dave.
So, is it the hat? Okay. It's cold out. So,
Giving us a hard time.
what was the final vote?
It looks like it is a 5-0.
5-0. Congratulations, Nicole. Thank you very much. Hey, Richie Lois started working lava out of his house, and now he's got a pretty thriving business downtown. So it'll be exciting to watch you go and grow. So congratulations. So, very good. Ken, that's it. Okay, very good. Any reports? Commissioners?
None here?
Planning to,
Everyone has a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes?
I like that. Ken, any reports?
Yes, I do have a couple items. Like I said, for one, the home occupation permit chapter, it was included in the staff report just for reference for the commission. It's pretty outdated if you look and read through it and look through it. Some of the uses that we say are allowed and not allowed. And what we've been doing a little bit is looking up different communities, how they structure a lot of their home occupation permits. And just kind of want to get a feel from the commission if that's something they'd be interested in having staff do, is bring back kind of an updated home occ permit ordinance for the commission to review. Really kind of want to see where you stand on it. I think my gauging of the commission here tonight is obviously being pro-business. There is a balancing act between being pro-business and also keeping a residential neighborhood feeling residential. So there is some balancing that goes on there. Quite honestly, there's stuff in the home occ chapter now that talks about, you know, I think watch repair is not allowed. It's pretty quiet use, so I mean, how would you even know they're doing that in the house? So to me, right, so there's some stuff that might be noisier type uses you definitely don't want as a home occ. Next, you know, a neighbor having some sort of loud type of motorcycle repair shop. But there's other businesses that would be just fine, and I think it gets down to noise impacts. Also gets down to probably number of people coming and going to the homes, whether it's deliveries or clients coming to the home. Reasonable amounts seem fair. I mean, some people can have people just stop by visiting all the time, and they don't have a home occ. They just have friends that stop by, and it's the same amount of traffic as somebody that might have a small business. So, exactly. Amazon stops by everybody's houses quite a few times. So, you know, and we did have a very successful business that ended up starting off as a home occ and then landing in got a business here in town. That's iLava. However, I actually started going to iLava after he got approved here. My opinion, you know, we're out there at 4:30 in the morning and there's 8 or 10 people in his garage, and he's having us warm up by running down the street to the stop sign and back, and I'm like, okay, is that something you'd want to see in your neighborhood at that time of the day? So those are the impacts I think we need to look at and say, you gotta have some balancing there, and I guess it's never gonna be 100% foolproof one way or the other. However, I do think there's some more opportunities that could be allowed if the commission wants to go that route. And maybe not having a list of allowable uses or non-allowable uses, just more of a list of impacts that we need to consider and look at. Like a 9 to 6 doesn't seem far-fetched by any means. I think the photography studio, I can't recall her hours. I don't think she had evening hours, but you know, if somebody wanted to come look at their pictures at 7 o'clock at night at their house, what does that really affect anybody?
Yeah,
So,
as I recall, she actually cut it off early.
Because she had
Yeah.
kids coming.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like,
And that was her choice. I mean, obviously that's the choice of who's running the business. However, if somebody wanted to come look at pictures at 7 o'clock at night because they had a photo session and they were looking at, does that matter? I mean, so yeah, I think it depends on the use, and I think we need to kind of build some of that into the ordinance so the commission can look at some of these requests, reasonable requests, and maybe some of these don't really come to the commission if they're falling within a certain category. So that's just my thoughts on it. We have just started kind of looking at a lot of the ordinances. It might take a little bit of time to put something together that you guys can review, but I mean, we'd be happy to bring that back to the commission if there's enough interest from the commission to do that.
I think that'd be great. I think
Yeah.
Mitzi would love to have that job.
Keep it one for the holidays. Ken, I think it's
No,
a timely
seriously, I
time.
think it's a good idea, because there's more and more people are working from home, so.
Yes,
Likewise.
yes.
And then one final item, like I said, I'm not sure if the Ripon Energy Project or Reliability Project, which is the battery storage project for energy, is going to be at the December meeting. We will definitely keep the commission posted on that. We did get an application, and we can send out kind of the application to the commission a little early so you guys can see this before the December meeting. But we did get an application from Dutch Bros Coffee, who wants to locate here in town out by the Save Mart Shopping Center. So that would be a project you guys are going to be reviewing at the December Planning Commission meeting. So that will be one item that you'll be looking at for sure.
where do you think they'd be?
Their proposed location, when you drive in off of Colony, the main entrance, there's a small dirt pad site that's right there, kind of out front of Domino's and the uses there. So they would locate there. They've got they actually build a small building. It's about 860 or 70 square foot building only. They have kind of dual drive-through, or not dual drive-through windows, but dual lanes, stacking lanes till you get to the drive-through. That can hold about 17 cars. And then they would also have a stacking plan to overflow from that, would go through the parking lot a little bit. We do have some concerns of just with blocking that main entrance, so they do have a kind of a plan for dealing with that they'll show on the plan itself and bring in front of the commission. So that's on the docket for the December meeting, and that's all we have at this point.
Thank you, Ken. Any further commissioner reports? All right, meeting is adjourned.